Hello and welcome to the back nine of round 3 of the Discraft Ledgestone Open presented by Bushnell, part of the Disc Golf Pro Tour. I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
I'm Madison Walker. We are the two Hot Geese.
Honk honk. We are watching a very windy Sunset Hills. Missy Gannon hanging on to the lead after the front 9.
After Paige went birdie, birdie, eagle, birdie, birdie to catch up.
Right.
But hanging on by ace stick, and that's all you really need right now.
Also Lisa Fajkus and Kristin Tartar attacking this course. I think the back 9 does play harder.
100%. And the windy conditions didn't hold up back there. It was swirly, just like it has been yesterday, but just a little bit more meat on this wind. Hole 10 is an uphill 301-foot par 3. There's not necessarily a good line unless you're throwing a flex forehand. The backhand, you're just hoping to miss that willow tree and finish out to the left and leave yourself a putt. Anything to the right of that willow tree is there, but it's kind of lucky that you hopefully don't get tangled up in the two big bushes that would take away your ability to putt.
I would say that that's probably the most common play, though. I mean, the willow is pretty trimmed, and like most of the time you'll get some kind of putt in those bushes. Lisa fading out a little early into circle 2, but she'll have a putt. Missy hanging out a little too far to the right. It's fighting back, though. And we'll see her contend with that far bush. Paige throwing her passion. I actually like this play.
Yeah, me too. That's what I went for today. Just don't hit that tree.
Yeah, it tends to leave you with a little bit longer of a putt, but it's always going to be open.
Everyone else, though, taking that right side route and just taking their chances.
Yep, rolling the dice. Coming up, snake eyes. I don't play a lot of dice. I don't know. Lisa with a good run here. Great power, great height, just a little on the right side. Oh, Missy with a clear look.
Is it clear? No, over the top.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
It's not.
I feel like I don't think I've seen a single person have a clear look. This is the clearest look I've seen, and it's straddled out wide. Yes!
Nailed it. Totally worth it.
I haven't seen one person make a putt from these bushes.
We saw Lisa make one yesterday. You were there.
And I also lied about that.
Yeah, you see a lot of like weird turbos and sidearm putts out of there.
Oof. Man, Paige does all the work to get there, but unfortunately just a little high on the band. Still 30% of the field finding birdies on this one. And
that's more than I would have guessed.
Me too.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of bogeys on this one either, so it probably plays it pretty easy, I'd imagine.
Very true.
Hole 11 is a downhill par 3, 393 feet. Everyone in the field definitely can reach it. It's technical, though, if you don't have, all of the power. So OB line on the left comes into play a little more than it has in years past. OB pond on the right. Do you remember the wind, Madison, on this one?
It was, I want to say it was a left to right cross.
Yeah. Yep, I do remember that. So I kind of like hanging it out to the right a little bit and then letting it come back. The distance throwers that do challenge that pond a little, and then this is the other thing that can happen. You find that hillside a little too quickly. You do see some people throw straight at it. I watched Ella Hansen throw an MD3 all the way there, just dead straight.
On a rope. A little bit of a grip lock.
Yeah, I mean, there is that hyzer line, but that was really hyzered.
I like how you describe this hole as technical, even though it's wide open, but it's the truth. It's a very technical, super concise angled shot.
Like this. Just like that.
Yep.
Yeah, you just have to hit the perfect angle to get all the way there. It's a little easier, like I said. If you can throw 400, it's, not necessarily that same level of technicality.
No, this hole kind of turns into a breeze.
Kind of like that. Great shot from Paige.
Only one person in the FPO field parking this hole, while about a quarter of the field getting to circle 1.
Oh, that's good. Kristin with a nice layup to about 15 feet with a forehand. Lisa going way downhill at it. Kind of awkward, but she nails it.
Man, her approaches have looked great for the past 2 days.
Whoa, there's the wind.
Ooh, it lifted that putter up just at the very end, catching the band.
Paige to tie it up once again. All right. Things are happening.
Wow, they're tied up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because math.
Cause math.
That's a good...
Kristin only
Par
3
save.
strokes behind, though. And that, this back nine, too, there's still a ton of birdies left.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is like even a 5-stroke difference going into tomorrow isn't that much at Northwoods.
Oh, no way, because you could almost do that on one hole.
Yep.
I hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah, I was like, oh man.
Hole 12, I really love this hole. It used to be my least favorite, but I really like this hole now. You can either punch something really straight and flat and linear through that gap between the wall and the tree and try to land it on the green, get it some good anti-skipping and hopefully not rolling down the hill. Or you can pump something wide and higher out over this water and let it drive back into the hill on a hyzer angle. Both things work. There is an out of bounds teeing area that if you fluff it and it goes early left, and then of course the out of bounds wraps around the backside, all of that gravel is out of bounds.
It's also private property, though I don't know whose, but there's a very explicit sign.
Do not trespass.
Yeah. So, yeah, the reason I assume that you like this hole more is because they cleared out the right side early.
They
right?
cleared it out so much.
Yeah.
And it lets you attack more instead of having to float something.
Yep.
There was a pretty brutal, if I remember, right to left / headwind
It was
here.
mostly headwind when I came through, but yeah, definitely pushing the disc away from the pin towards the left. That was a solid shot from Kristin. These trees look, like fragile, but they are not.
Oof.
Yeah, Lisa trying to take a low line and hits that hillside, but she is in bounds, just really, really early.
Yeah, I wonder what she's going to have to work with here. Missy taking a beautiful floaty line over that corner tree that you want to avoid. Getting some ground play. Ooh, a lot of ground play.
Yeah, usually
a lot of ground play.
Usually these logs catch everything that rolls down. Pretty friendly. Yeah, good shot from Missy. We did have a near ace yesterday from Holly Finley. She had a skip and it hit a lot of chains and stayed out. It was really cool. Lisa, really high and hyzered, and that's an out of bounds teeing area, unfortunately.
And that's a pretty obstructed putt from there as well.
Yeah, it's usually a layup from there for sure. It's probably blind even.
Paige opting to just lay up and take the par here.
Lisa with a clear look.
Oh, yeah. She's further down the fairway than I thought.
Ooh.
That was a strong bid.
Oh, I think it's in though. That log saved her?
Yep.
Oh, no. Okay. Kristin also in.
Oof, so much action on this green
Yeah,
today.
it's so treacherous.
I'm not ready for it.
No.
All the chains on the right side, every single one on a hyzer angle.
At least that one was for birdie for Missy. Lisa with a long comebacker, taking the double bogey there. I always think this is one of the hardest holes.
Yeah,
just
there was
personally.
There were only 2 birdies on the day, Vanessa Van Dyken and Casey Pennington finding 2s.
Great birdies.
I'm surprised it's not more than that, but also
Nah.
not.
Kristin with a really solid par save there. Paige taking the easy par.
Everyone on my card had putts inside the circle.
Oh, wow. That's impressive.
I know.
Let's check in with the rest of the field here.
Oh,
Sarah Hokum 6 down through 13, bumping into a tie for third with Kristin. Lisa dropping back to fifth with that one over.
oh, and also 6 down, and she was on my card. She made so many putts, lots of circle 2 putts
As
dropping.
she does. And you and Katrina Allen 5 down, no slouches yourselves.
Oh, honk.
Hole 13 is a par 3. It's decision time. You're going through this tunnel and you're either laying up short or you're trying to go right over this gap that the drone is flying through and land in this island. It's a pretty forgiving island. I feel like it looks like a straight shot off the tee, but you do need to fade a little bit more than it looks to land safely. If you go for it, it's a 2 or a 4 generally. I saw a lot more layups today than yesterday with the wind. It kind of just was piping down this tunnel. It was a little bit right to left, I think, as well.
It was. And that guardian bush is the one thing that gets in the way here.
Yeah, Paige hits it and drops out of bounds. She'll be proceeding to a drop zone that's probably just outside circle 2, maybe a little farther.
Oh no, same issue with Kristin. She did the same thing yesterday.
Missy also looking like she's going for it with a thrasher in hand. That's a much better line. Ooh, just clears the rough, and she's pretty parked. What a great shot. I love how much they cleared out this line, enticing you to go for the shot this year.
Mm-hmm.
You see a lot more people go for it. Lisa doing the layup leaves. I mean, honestly, you can really run it if you want to.
It says
Less than 100 feet.
the stats say 35% finding circle 1 and 35%
Wow.
finding circle 2.
Okay.
Is that, I wonder if that has to do with the drop zone being in circle 2.
Oh, maybe it is just inside circle 2.
Yeah,
That has to be it.
So about a third make the island, about a third go into the drop zone.
Yeah, it's a really great hole design.
Mm-hmm.
Paige laying up from the drop zone. Kristin giving it a good look.
Ooh, the wind really played with that. Oh, that was such a pure line.
It probably was a pure. Oh, you probably knew that.
Pun intended. Unfortunately, Kristin walking away with the bogey here.
2 or a 4. Let's see if Missy gets the 2. Oh, yeah. And once again, regaining that lead. Paige has managed to catch her twice, but not pass her. Now 2 strokes separating them. Lisa, she's 1 over par. She definitely needs to find some birdies to stay on the card tomorrow.
Let me into my zone. Please don't let me into my zone. 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 Please don't let me in. Please don't let me into my zone. I just need some time of my own. All these people trying to get a conversation. You can conversate to that tone. My God up on that throne, yeah. So I'm never alone, yeah. Ballin' can't beat me up 'cause I'm back in my zone now.
If you want to be the best, you win world.
It doesn't happen to a lot of people, and when it does, it's huge.
I don't know about you guys, but I was bopping to all those commercials. The Fierce documentary soundtrack is all created just for the movie, so check that out. It's pretty cool to have your own music on your own movie. Also check out the dgpt.com/shop for merch and to watch the new Fierce documentary.
Hole 14 is a par 3. It's 329 feet. It's right there straight ahead, but somehow it vortexes and plays a lot farther than that. You see the tall grasses OB on the right and left side. For some reason, it's just difficult to get into the circle on this one. That looks like a really good rip from Missy, though it is, yeah, turning over just barely inside circle 2.
Yeah, the wind was, again, a little swirly here, sometimes left to right, sometimes right to left. Gusting a lot. Very unpredictable. So it made it kind of scary to throw this sort of max power, slightly uphill shot.
I like the flex on this from Lisa, and she almost makes it to the circle. I want to range find this. Like, is it truly 329?
It is.
Huh.
I range found it because I was curious.
Range found?
Range found it. I think it's just the slight uphill nature and the low ceiling when you get there.
Paige, I believe that's that overstable buzz. Gets it up nice and high. She's pin high, but with a tree in her way from circle 2. Kristin throwing a St. Pro. Great flip up. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. It's a bullseye. That's the best drive I've seen.
Oh, yeah. Only 3 competitors parked a hole. We got to watch one of them.
Missy from about 50 feet. He's a little short.
Just over a quarter of the field finding circle 1 and 60% finding circle 2.
Boy, listen to all the colors of the wind on this hole. Good effort from Paige.
Dropped like a tailwind, but it was cross.
Lisa from just outside circle 1, hoping to capitalize.
Yeah, she really needs to find those birdies to be on lead card tomorrow.
Still have yet to get to Kristin's drive. Parked under the basket.
Everyone else looking like a par here.
Surprising to see only 1 birdie
No,
on
it's
the
not.
lead card.
This hole is some sort of
33% of the field birdied this one.
Gosh.
That's a third
stop
for goose math for you.
fighting me.
And Missy taking the par as well. After we leave the hardest hole on the course for Erika, we move on to
I actually got inside the circle, all right? I just missed the putt.
we move to the statistically hardest hole on the course, hole 15, the L hole. You want to throw something that gets as far as you can, or if you can't get as far as the corner, at least be more on the right-hand side of the fairway to set yourself up for your second shot being able to project down this second half of the fairway. There is out of bounds all the way down the left-hand side for most of the hole. It spreads out a little. There's a bubble right here for your second or third shot to land, and then it wraps around behind the basket. The green's very protected. There is a low ceiling all the way down the second half of the fairway. This hole is brutal, and
Especially
it's thrown
in
in
the
right.
wind.
Yeah, and it's thrown in right here at the end, in the clutch point when you're trying to just get off the course with birdies. Averaged at 0.6 strokes over par.
Uh-oh. Kristin out of bounds in a terrible spot. Like,
Yeah.
she has to go all the way around that corner. She'll probably get to the mouth of the gap and then have a very difficult, 200-plus foot upshot. This is a better line from Missy. Probably just a little short of the corner.
Yeah, a little lower than she probably wanted.
But at least on that right side, like, you can throw something to get about halfway down the gap.
There are some low-hanging branches that you can't quite see. There, we can see them now. And those do come into play when trying to get distance off the tee. It forces you to throw more of a linear shot instead of using the airspace. Lisa does a great shot that gets all the way to the corner. She might even be opened up.
I think she's kind of short of it.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Like, it looked good. We'll see.
Paige turning one way over, and that's a great place
that's a
to
perfect
be.
spot.
Probably looking for a little more flex than that, but it is absolutely fine over there.
Yeah, I mean, it's open at least. Probably closer to 250 though, down the tunnel. Missy throwing a nice hyzer, getting most of the way down there. Should have a pretty no nonsense par.
Little left to right.
Paige with a fierce in hand, slightly uphill run up.
Low ceiling all the way down the fairway.
Oh yeah. Checks up just a bit short, but what a great shot.
I think it's
Oh yeah, I didn't realize how far back Kristin was from the corner.
Yeah. So she
Dang.
just has to pitch a putter. She's taking advantage of the out of bounds rule that you can take it farther back in the direction of the pin.
And Lisa has to do the same. Man, I thought she was close to the corner.
Yeah, I thought she was
little
just a little pinch. I mean, only 15 more feet, and
Yep.
like you're looking at birdie.
Kristin giving it a lot of air, just biting through all the branches, and gets down inside the circle. She'll have an obstructed putt, but
She's close at least.
yeah, very manageable.
Lisa's third, little pulled.
Ooh,
But
the mini
get
tree
some
wall.
tree love, yeah.
Yeah, the little tree wall saved her.
Missy with maybe 150 left, just throwing a fierce, really pretty shot. Paige for the rare birdie. Little left side.
No birdies on the day today. There was only 2 competitors in circle 1 for the birdie. Par is good on hole 15 coming down the stretch.
It's a good par from Lisa being a little pinched on that left side. Kristin keeping it to a single bogey with the out of bounds stroke, which is well done.
Missy staying very solid, maintaining her 2-stroke lead.
Final stretch here. Hole 16 is a slightly downhill 352-foot par 3. Most people gonna throw probably just a understable driver. You're really trying to push very straight with a really late turn at the end to try to get inside the circle. I would say the most common landing area is pin high, but just outside the circle. It's hard to keep your disc turning the entire way. You occasionally see forehands and even more rare the roller, but most people gonna throw like, I think either a flip up with a late fade or just something that's straight with a late turn. Sorry.
Missy not quite getting all the turns she wants, but gets down there and just like Erika said, she'll be in circle 2 about pin high.
Probably the worst mistake is overturning it to the right. It can get tricky over there.
Lisa maybe not noticing that there's a pretty stiff headwind as you get down closer to the green, but she sneaks through everything.
Yeah, she's in circle 2.
Yeah, you couldn't really feel it on the tee pad, but once you got on the green, it was ripping.
Paige throwing a passion. Flips it up. It's turning. The wind's helping. And yeah, you can hear a little surprise that it turned as much as it did, I think. She's in circle 2, about pin high. I feel like Kristin threw the forehand yesterday. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, I think you're right. Ooh, but
Ooh,
look
that
at
looks
this.
great. Keep going. A little
Ooh.
short.
Yeah, it doesn't quite have the distance. Just
So
kinda
tough to
drop.
get all the way there in the headwind. Ooh.
Look at this, 22% of the field getting a birdie on this one.
Oh, wow.
That's higher than I would expect.
Moving day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, remember that there's a 50% cut today. Obviously, these ladies are all in it. But still, definitely seeing a lot more attacking and, birdies than yesterday, even though the conditions are tougher.
It's interesting to have 2 rounds at Sunset, 1 at Northwoods before the cut. And that's the type of golf that you have to play to make it back to playing Northwoods.
Let's go, Paige.
Wow. Nice little stepper in the wind. Dead center. That's 1 stroke closer to our current leader, Missy Gannon.
Yeah, everyone else just taking the par here.
Hole 17, a par 4 that I love. There is out of bounds all the way down the left-hand side in the tree line, and also a Mando on the right-hand side that you want to avoid. Your second shot is either a turnover backhand or ideally a sidearm into this gap that's kind of blind no matter where you are on the fairway. You're just trying to poke into this hole. It carries very steeply downhill. And hopefully meter your landing of your disc so it comes in nice and soft and doesn't get a lot of ground action.
I have now seen 3 people throw so far that they are almost at the mouth of the gap and just have like a putter
What?
pitch up. Yeah.
Wow.
Cat Merch did it 2 days in a row.
I mean, that's every bit of what, 400 and plus feet? Wow. Paige, we had a pretty stiff headwind on this hole, and Paige kind of keeping it a little lower than you want, just trying to cut through the wind. That Mando definitely comes into your head. But Missy throws an overstable disc, gets it to flip up pretty nicely, and really works onto that left side of the fairway.
Yeah, that's a Zeus definitely disking up for the wind.
It's played as the 4th most difficult hole of the day.
Interesting.
Yep. And I think it all comes down to how windy this tee shot was. I mean, look at those flags.
And it also, for some people, it's the only forehand you're going to throw all day. So it's been a couple hours, and you're like, cool, I warmed up earlier, but I haven't thrown one of these yet.
What a great tee shot from Lisa. Dead center cut the whole way. What wind.
Kristin with a little bit lower line, I think, than you probably want, but she's fine. I mean, you can still reach the green from here. It's just a really sharp 90-degree angle, and the gap is not that big. That's early.
That's way early.
It is dense in there. I don't think she'll be able to cut through that.
Yeah. We're going to have to find out, because if she's in that shrubbery area, there's nothing.
Lisa with the Sexton Firebird. Oh, man, she really got robbed of the skip there. Usually you see those flare skip into the gap.
Did she go deep of the gap a little bit?
I don't think so, but yeah, we'll see. I liked it. It can be deceiving, though. Whoa, Missy really overturning this. There are some really weird backdoor gaps in there, but they are...
Yeah, she found that little trail that could potentially open up to something.
No.
No.
No,
Okay, never mind.
it's
I haven't been over there.
It's so bad. I was there one year, and it took 2 throws to chop through. There are some gaps, but she just has to get kind of lucky.
Wow.
Oh, Paige getting a roll here.
What a nice little break from that corner.
Yeah, hopefully she didn't roll too far, but it's kind of nice being down there because then you don't have the downhill putt.
Oh, you're not lying, Erika.
Yeah, and look at this for Missy.
Kristin had to turn around and pitch backwards to the gap.
Yeah.
Missy gonna try to poke through, but look at what she's working with here.
Don't go deep well, yeah.
That's the rule, the only rule.
She might have a look from there now that she's kind of in the stuff. Lisa with a nice layup for her par.
Kristin didn't quite pitch out enough.
Whoa. I mean, I guess she did.
I had her on the other side of the gap for some reason. I don't even know where I am.
Yeah, she pitched down to that little walking trail that you take to go to 18.
Missy having to lay up
with nothing.
Again.
Yeah. And I mean, that's, I guess it's on a tester, but, you know, it's more than you'd like for your bogey.
Oh, man.
So Paige also rolling.
I thought she rolled right under the basket.
Yeah, well, we didn't see where it finished.
Yeah, it rolled up the hill. That's crazy.
17 giving our lead card lady some difficulty. Lisa with the solid par here. And Paige parked there for her par, so once again tied at the top. Kristin with the bogey.
And we're going to finish out on hole 18, a birdie hole.
Yeah, but not a gimme by any means. 383 feet. You're going more downhill then it comes back uphill, so it's definitely reachable. You see a lot of either flex lines out to the right or just throwing straight at it. Probably most common error is to hyzer out early on the left-hand side and then first tree kind of gets in your way on your putt. You do see people occasionally try to get really aggressive and flip over all of that concrete area where that white tent is out of bounds.
We had a really stiff headwind here, at least when my card went through. It makes it very difficult to cover the full 380 that you need to get to the green.
I think it was head like right to left a little bit.
Yeah, and everyone
Ooh.
on my card was coming up short. Circle 2. You can see Paige's disc get pushed as it gets closer to the green.
Dang, I liked the line, but it really faded at the end. Lisa throwing this halo turn all day. Oh, I like this. Get some flex.
That's great turn on it too.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Wow.
Just inside the circle. Stellar shot.
This hole played is the 7th most difficult hole of the day, and I think it's all just because of the wind off this tee.
Yeah, and I mean, there's probably some pressure here too. You know, some people probably had to, like, felt like they had to birdie it.
Yep.
Whoa, whoa. Some good movement by the crowd.
Also, I forget this basket is right on the edge of a huge hill, so any aggressive putting can
Right.
put you in a world of hurt.
Kristin throwing a fortress. She threw St. Pro yesterday, so she's disking up just a little bit, and it pays off. Inside the circle. Paige with a very long look at it. Uphill.
Right on line.
Missy with the more dangerous putt downhill. We saw her miss this yesterday and have a long comebacker. He points at the basket. Hey, thanks. Classic Missy smile.
Lisa right on circle's edge.
Oh,
Yes.
count it. Woo. That's to get to even par on the round.
There we go. What a great way to finish.
And Kristin for birdie.
Yeah.
And that's to be even par on the back nine, 2 under on the round.
Yeah, only 18% of the field birdieing this one. Big
So-
drop from yesterday.
Yeah. So Missy and Paige tied at the top going into the final day.
Ooh, so exciting.
Yeah.
A little bit more hiccups on the back than we saw on the front. Not quite as much green, and that is, I think, solely because of the wind. I mean, it was pretty brutal out there, especially I felt it the most on the back.
Yeah, it definitely picked up as the day went on.
And Paige and Missy hanging pretty tight just in the way that they're playing as well.
Yeah, and they have 4 strokes. Sarah Hokum moving up to the lead card with her 5 down. Her and Kristin Tartar tied at 11 down. Lisa moving to top of chase card with Owen Scoggins, Katrina Allen, and Hot Goose Madison Walker.
Honk on the chase card, baby. Northwoods is going to be very exciting tomorrow. I cannot wait to watch it. It's the ultimate separator.
So many things are going to happen.
Oh, yeah. Thanks to our VIP members for hanging out with us every day on tournament days. We love you guys so much, and we appreciate your support. Again, thanks to GK Pro for working with us, the 2 Hot Geese, and to bring you guys some awesome FPO coverage. Remember also that there is GK Pro skins next week at Des Moines Challenge. The fan experience, though, it's a whole different thing. You don't watch it on YouTube. You buy tickets and you go watch live. Check it out, discgolfprotour.com. We love you guys, and we got one more round tomorrow at the Ledgestone Open. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the 2 Hot Geese.
Okay.